My little puppy. Everyone agreed that Isobel's little puppy, Patches, looked adorable. He had stumpy legs and a round, chubby tummy, silky soft ears, lively brown eyes, and a small patch just over his right eye. Isobel loved Patches, and Patches loved Isobel. The only problem was that Patches was always getting himself and Isobel into trouble. Lots of trouble. On Monday, Patches chewed one of Dad's slippers and the strap on Mum's new handbag. "Can't that animal chew on his own toy?" complained Dad. "He doesn't like it," sighed Isobel, trying to give Patches the rubber bone she had bought for him. Patches put his paws on Isobel's hands and licked them. "That tickles," giggled Isobel. It was impossible to be cross with Patches for long. On Tuesday, Patches pulled the clothes off the washing line and dragged them through the soil. The clothes were all dirty. "Oh, Patches, not again," complained Dad. "He was only trying to play," defended Isobel. "He's really sorry, aren't you, Patches?" Patches barked and rolled over on his back, waving his legs in the air. Even Dad had to laugh. On Wednesday, Patches knocked over a vase. "He was only trying to smell the flowers," said Isobel. Patches put his head on one side and barked softly. "See?" said Isobel. "He's saying sorry, aren't you, Patches?" Mum grinned. "All right, but be more careful." Later that day, Mrs. May, who lived next door, was in her garden. Her white cat, Snowy, jumped on top of the fence and hissed at Patches. Patches barked back. "Please don't let that naughty puppy frighten poor Snowy," called Mrs. May. "We'll make sure Patches stay out of Snowy's way," said Mum. "Yes, please do," sniffed Mrs. May. "Poor Snowy." "Poor Snowy indeed," muttered Isobel. "That cat is always teasing Patches." Now, Isobel," soothed Mum. "Mrs. May was telling me earlier that she's lost her gold ring. I think her husband gave it to her a long time ago. She's very upset about it, and that probably makes her seem more cross than she really is. And you know she loves Snowy as much as you love Patches." Mum was right. Mrs. May and Snowy were best friends. The next day, Isobel and Patches were in the garden with Mum and Dad when Mrs. May came out of her house. "Any sign of your ring?" called Mum. Mrs. May shook her head sadly. "I think I've lost it for good," she said. Just then Snowy jumped down from the fence, scratched Patches across his nose with her paw, then ran off. "Snowykins!" cried Mrs. May. "Naughty puss!" Patches squeezed through a hole in the fence and began to chase Snowy round and round Mrs. May's garden. Isobel and her parents followed. Round and round they went till Dad caught Patches. "Oh no, look at my vegetables!" cried Mrs. May. "And my poor flowers!" "We're so sorry," said Isobel's mum. "We'll help you replant them." "That would be very kind," said Mrs. May. Mum and Mrs. May picked up the plant pots and the gardening tools. Dad tied together the runner bean canes that had been knocked over, and Isobel and Patches dug holes to put back some of the flowers that had been disturbed. "What's that, Patches?" asked Isobel, as Patches pushed a lump of soil towards her with her nose. Isobel scraped away the soil, then leaped to her feet. "Mrs. May! Mrs. May! Patches has found your ring!" Mrs. May was delighted. "Oh, you clever puppy," she said, patting Patches's head. "How can I ever thank you?" And after that, Isobel, Patches, and Mrs. May were the best of friends, even though Patches still sometimes chased naughty Snowy round and round the garden. The end.